Hello, good morning, children. I'm back again. So, in the last class, we were discussing uh, resource development, resource planning in India. For that particular thing, we were discussing the 5 year plans about Niti Aayog and all. So, today we are continuing that particular topic. Hmm? So, as you know, what was the condition of India before 1947? What was the economic and social structure of India before 1947? You know that a very severe condition was there. So many freedom fighters were there leading our country towards freedom. And what were the reasons for that? So, in the 17th century, in the 18th century, the foreigners were predominant in India. But actually, they came to India for trade. Means our rich resources attracted them to our country. The foreign invaders came to India to exploit our resources, enormous resources, okay, which were lack in their countries. So, after some years, they began to interfere in our political or in the hierarchy of administration. That is how they gained supremacy over then princely states. So many princely states were there. You know that about 600 princely states were there at the time of independence in 1947. And after so many strategic steps by our former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and our former Union Minister, Home Minister Sardar Vallabhai Patel, due to their energetic strategic uh, steps that give rise to the formation of the present states. Okay, before that, so many princely states were there. In Kerala, then there were three predominant princely states, namely the Travancore, the Cochin, and the Kozhikode or the Samoris. Okay, or the Malabar. The three princely states were there in our state, Travancore, Cochin, and Malabar. Like that, so many princely states were there in India at the time of independence. And you may heard about Operation Polo. What is that? Yes, it is a military action which was held in 1947 by the Indian Army to unite some princely states to Indian Union. That is Operation Polo. Like that, so many princely states were there. So, in order to make our country a free, independent nation, so many freedom fighters were there. You may heard these things in your history chapters. You may heard about these things, maybe studied, isn't it? So leave it all that things. Now come to our lesson, come to our topic. The colonization reveals the rich resources in colonies were the main attractions for the foreign invaders. Availability together with technology and quantity of human resources and historical experiences made economic development in our country. And then arise the problem of conservation. Actually, what is the need for conservation? Yes, there are some important ill effects that we already discussed. What are the bad effects on our environment? Yes, you know that. Ozone depletion, depletion of resources. Then, what else? Pollution, air pollution, land pollution, water pollution, and all. All these are the ill effects of exploitation or overuse of available resources. So, in order to overcome these problems, the different levels of government or non-government organizations or international organization taken so many steps. That is known by the name conservation of resources. First, we have to check what is the need for conservation. That means protecting the species from extinction. That is the important need for conservation. The coming generations should be provided with these resources that we are using present day. That means protecting the species from extinction. You may heard about the case of dodo. Have you heard this bird, dodo? Yes, that was a bird in uh, Mauritius. Actually, now the present day we cannot see any dodos in that particular island because the poachers already uh, made, or the flesh of this dodo is very tasty. That is why the people began to hunt over these birds, and uh, they were extinct now. The next need for conservation is maintaining and restoring habitat. The next one, enhancing ecosystem services and protecting biological diversity. These are the important need. Simply, we can say these are the needs for conservation. Okay, next is the case of conservation of resources. Conservation means just care and protection of natural resources so that they can persist for future generations. In the text given the statement of Gandhiji, his views, there is enough for everybody's need and not for anybody's greed. And also, he was against mass production and he wanted to replace it with the production by the masses. These are the important views of Gandhiji about conservation of resources. Okay, and so many international organizations and non-profit organizations took so many steps for this particular conservation of resources. For example, Club of Rome. Actually, it is a non-profit organization founded in 1968. Okay, 1968. Club of Rome. It was founded in 1968. It is composed of scientists, economists, businessmen, international high civil servants, heads of state and former heads of states from all over the world. Actually, it is a non-profit organization founded in 1968. It is in Italy. You know that the name itself is Rome. So it is in Italy, and it is composed of scientists, economists, businessmen, international high civil servants, heads of state and former heads of state from all over the world. Okay, that was founded in 1968. Okay, and this particular organization advocated resource conservation for the first time in a more systematic way. In 1974, Gandhian philosophy was once again presented by Schumacher in his book Small is Beautiful. Small is Beautiful is a book written by E. F. Schumacher, the study of economics as if people mattered. Ernest Frederick Schumacher, that is the full name. E. F. Schumacher, in his book, he narrated the economic development or the study of economics as if people mattered. That means the conservation is there. Okay. He is a German born British economist. Ernest Frederick Schumacher was a German born British economist, and in his book Small is Beautiful, it is given the Gandhian philosophy was once again presented. He insisted the idea of Gandhiji in his book Small is Beautiful. That is in 1974. Okay. And in 1987, the Brundtland Commission report, okay, that advocated the concept of sustainable development. In the previous class also we discussed this particular topic, sustainable development, and they advocated it as a means of resource conservation. which was subsequently published in a book entitled Our Common Future. The World Commission on Environment and Development published this in 1987 Brundtland Commission report. That was in the book Our Common Future. And another important and significant contribution was made at the Earth Summit at Rio de Janeiro in 1992 that we already discussed in the last class. Okay, the Earth Summit and Agenda 21. Now you have a beautiful point here to watch this carefully and you will understand more clearly the land resources and the land utilization in India. Okay?
You will learn about the availability and use of land resources in India. It is the seventh largest country in the world, with a geographical area of about 3.28 million square kilometers. This land is a valuable resource that supports our population, buildings, farmlands, and forests, and also provides us with rich mineral, water, and soil resources. India has widely different geographical features, from lofty mountains in the north to vast plains and plateaus in the central region, from deserts in the west to dense forests in the east, and islands in the south, besides a long coastline. The mountains allow perennial flow of rivers like the Ganges, the Brahmaputra, and the Indus. They enhance tourism and ecological prospects too. A plateau is an elevated, comparatively level expanse of land. Plateaus are rich reserves of minerals, fossil fuels, and forests. Land in India can be divided into three main relief features. Around 30% of our land is occupied by mountains. 43% of it is plain. And 27% is in the form of plateau. Depending on their use, our land resources can be classified as forests, net sown area or total area under cultivation, fallow lands, other uncultivated land, and land not available for cultivation.
So from the video you may learn or understand more clearly about the land utilization. So in the coming classes we will discuss land use pattern in India. So that's all for today. Bye bye. You please watch the video repeatedly and read the topic very clearly and carefully. If you find any difficulty with that, you please contact me. Okay, so bye bye, thank you for watching, have a nice day.